Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin this analysis by asking one question. In a scale of 1 to 10, how safe do you think we are? And this is in relation to external attacks by terrorists like Al-Qaeda and Al-Shabaab network. How safe do you think we are? And this is not politics, just politics aside. This is the security of you and I and our friends and relatives and even diplomats who are in Kenya. How safe do you think we are? I'm asking this because a few hours ago, there was some terrifying news that a KQ jet that had departed from Jomo Kenyatta International Airport on Thursday morning, and it was aboard to the UK, was intercepted after some security scare. There had been reports that it was suspected that there was someone who posed security hitch or security threat who was on board in that Kenya Airways jet. And this plane was supposed to go and land in an airport called Heathrow. I don't know whether I pronounced it well. Heathrow, something of that kind. But on learning that there was suspected security threat, the airplane was diverted to London Stansted Airport because they couldn't allow it to go to the intended destination. And so after it was directed to the Stansted Airport, some security checks were done and everything was found to be okay. And they were later allowed to move on with their voyage and the journey. But that news is one that has come against a backdrop of very many things. We are facing a very interesting time as far as security of our nation is concerned. I want us to look at just 3 aspects of our security that is really threatening the lives of Kenyans. And before we do this, kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching for the first time. Click the notification bell. You can also like and share our videos. To all our subscribers, I would always take this moment to say thank you for your continued support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 aspects that are really making Kenya to be very much vulnerable. Number 1 is the ongoing war between Hamas and the Israeli forces. By now, you all know that a few days ago, Hamas terrorists, because that is how they are declared by the Israel, invaded civilians, captured many civilians, killed many of them, maimed, and took some of them hostage. And this prompted Israeli attack in Gaza. They are destroying houses there and bungalows and very important institutions there. And this war has divided the country in the middle. It has really escalated what we already know. The West and the East are at it. USA has already declared their support to the Israeli military in terms of military apparatus, arsenal, medicine, food, monetary allocation. They have placed it at the disposal of Israelites. And Iran and Russia have taken the other side, and they feel that Israel is invading the territory of Palestine, and they are claiming that Israel has never allowed Palestine to exercise their freedom. So the world and the globe is really divided. You saw in Iran a whole nation, and in fact their parliament had to suspend their session, and they went singing in support of the Hamas invasion to Israel. And Kenya has got a very deep dalliance with the international community, UK and the US. And this places us at a very precarious moment, and we are very vulnerable. And this is one aspect that we should really take caution about. I remember the other day, Ngwenyi Mutahi warned William Ruto against taking sides. Because even as we speak today, Al-Shabaab is terrorizing us in Boni Forest, in Lamu. They're killing people. And we are fighting them every now and then. The other day, a military chopper mysteriously went down and killed all the people on board. And it was suspected that that was an Al-Shabaab militia. So our relationship with the West is really making us to be a target to the Al-Shabaab. That's why I'm saying that such military scare is something that, really scares even Kenyans who are still here. Number two, because William Ruto yesterday declared his stand, and he said that he stands with the Israelites or the Israeli military, and he condemned the killing of innocent people by Hamas. And I know that sometimes, like Martin Luther King Jr. once said, that the hottest part of hell is preserved for those who want to maintain a position of neutrality in terms of conflict, that you need to declare where you are. And I remember the former president of USA, after Al-Qaeda, Osama bombed the World Trade Center, he said one thing, that during this moment, this is the time to know those who are with us and those who are not with us. And I think William Ruto really wanted to show his support to the Israelites and with the international community. And so his statements that he stands with the Israelites also make Kenya to be very vulnerable. And I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying that his statements is really making Al-Shabaab to look at us. But they already know that William Ruto is working with the US and the UK and all the other international community. Number three, you all know that King Charles is about to jet into the country from London next week or thereabout. And his coming to Kenya is something that is international news. It is being watched. And one of the people who are closely guarded and heavily guarded are the members of the Queen's family, the royal family. So he's coming to Kenya at a time when there is this, war between the West and the East. Is really placing us at a very, very delicate situation, because there are terrorists who will always want to target him. Because for Al-Shabaab or Al-Qaeda or Hamas, if they can manage to injure or to take hostage or to capture the member of the royal family, that will be a big cut to them, and it will be news, because you've seen them. They have their own media. Once they take people hostage, they will always be capturing how they are tormenting them, and to them that is victory, and they really love it to show it to the international community. So I don't know how prepared we are, but we really need to tighten maybe our borders, our intelligence, because I remember the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, really regretted that this caught them off guard, and I think the security apparatus and the intelligence somehow were not up to the task, and that is why the Hamas sneaked into the country. And so you all know that in 1997, when the cooperative was bombed by the Al-Qaeda. They have done that in Uganda. Anytime they realize that a country is working very closely with the international community, then that country becomes a target. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we really need to be very careful. We really need to work on our intelligence. And I think those who are coming, the US and the UK diplomats who are coming and they are making us be very vulnerable must also furnish us with credible information, so that as they come, as we mingle with them, we know. And I know they have always done this, giving us security alerts. And this kind of scare is something that should not be taken very kindly, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you think, but that's my take.